Same thing gonna happen with Spence. They're gonna figure out some type of excuse why Terence Crawford was successful in the Canelo Alvarez fight.
I'm different. I'm a elite fighter. So that's the difference, big difference.
But after fighters fight me, they never the same. So I just hope your career continue.
If you look at my career, never the same.
Terence Crawford just sent a chilling warning to Canelo Alvarez. And its persona, he says the same ruthless destruction. That broke Errol Spence is coming for the Mexican superstar Canelo. Thinks his legacy or experience makes him untouchable. Crawford's got news for him. This is because this one's going to be violent. Terence Crawford isn't just hyping a fight, he's
I just think, sometimes some fighters, they fight to their level of competition. And, I think he's definitely more experienced, more well-rounded, given the experience that he had in a Floyd Mayweather fight. So we shall see. No, he just seen a lot of fighters. He's been through the boxing game for a long time. He got a lot of experience, and in his heart and soul, he feel that I'm not gonna show him nothing new that he haven't seen before. No, not at all. He didn't fall southpaws, he didn't fall orthodox fighters. So he's been in the ring with a lot of fighters, and in his mind, he don't see nothing new that
promising a showdown for the ages. A battle between two living legends, where legacy, pride, and greatness are all on the line. With September 13th circled in red, Bud says he's bringing something, not just power, but precision, poise, and that elite-level ring IQ that's made him a 3-division world champion. Forget the highlight reel knockouts for a second. Crawford's betting on the sweet science. While fans are fixated on whether he can handle Canelo's strength, he says it's his that'll steal the show when the lights hit the canvas.
So, we got two legends fighting each other, and I'm definitely, daring to be great. And I'm going to be great September 13th. I'm not taking no credit away from Canelo's skills. A lot of people, they only talk about his power, but he's very skillful in there, and, he's...
This isn't just about muscle, it's about mastery. Canelo Alvarez isn't pulling any punches, not in the ring, and definitely not on the mic. In a moment that sent shockwaves through the boxing world, Canelo looked straight into the camera and made he hopes Terence Crawford is getting paid handsomely for this fight, because when it's over, Crawford won't be the same. That wasn't just pre-fight chatter or a promotional soundbite. That was Canelo 38 knockouts deep, weight world champion. The face of boxing for over a decade, sending a personal message to one of the most dangerous fighters on the planet.
And don't get me wrong, you're a great fighter.
I know I'm great.
You're a great fighter, but you're gonna find out. I hope your uncle Turki Alashi pay you enough money, because it's gonna be the last. That's
it
for
may
sure.
be. It may be. Maybe.
I hope he pay you enough.
But after fighters fight me, they never the same. So I just hope your career continue.
If you look at my career.
And it wasn't about trash talk. It was about it and see for Canelo. This bout goes beyond contracts and purses. The money's always there. The fame, the sponsors, the spotlight, those are constants. But what to him in this moment is legacy, making a statement that echoes through the sport long after the final bell. And he's made it known. He's not just coming to win, he's coming tone yet. This isn't a one-sided story. Terence Crawford isn't backing down. In fact, he's been embracing every ounce of pressure, every word of doubt.
They're gonna make excuses. The same thing happened with Spence.
Same thing gonna happen with Spence. They're gonna figure out some type of excuse why Terence Crawford was successful in the Canelo Alvarez fight.
You gotta retire if you win this fight, or you're gonna keep going?
I don't know. We shall see.
It is what it is. I got the style, I got the skills, I got the heart, and I'm not gonna sit around.
Every narrative that says he's in over his head. This is the same Crawford who moved up in weight and dismantled Errol Terence Crawford. A performance that instantly became one of the most dominant displays in modern boxing. A performance that flipped the welterweight on its head and added another layer to Crawford's already.
I'm turning it on right now.
Right? Yeah. Did it make you want to go harder for the 13?
I don't know, but made me feel more excited.
I love it.
When I train.
Hall of Fame worthy resume. Terence Crawford, he's heavier, stronger, more experienced at these championship weights. He's walked through the fire of Sergey Kovalev, Caleb Plant, and more. And while many believe Crawford's speed and IQ give him an edge, Canelo sees it differently. To him, this fight is about showing the world that there's levels to this game, very top. Both men are entering this with everything on the line, undefeated pride versus proven dominance, skill versus strength.
You know, I'm being in this for like so many years. I had so many good fights in my career, and I had the experience to adapt myself to these kind of fighters. I fight everybody out there, every style, and I'm gonna do my job and put all my experience, all my talent there, and that's it. You know, I'm different. I'm a elite fighter, so that's the difference.
Calculated aggression versus relentless pressure, and behind all of that, legacy. Not the kind you print on posters, but the kind that shapes how you're remembered decades from now. If Crawford pulls this off, he won't just be a pound-for-pound great. Terence Crawford boxing. A man who rose through the divisions and conquered a legend in his own backyard.
I think a lot of people feel it's a little like...
Well, I'm glad you used a big word that most of us don't know.
Sir, New York, that's a weak-ass push by Canelo. And, you know, that is not... Canelo, what he did with Caleb Plant, that was real. You know, he slipped him and then slapped him, and that was like, okay. This felt like, hey, social media saying you guys are being too friendly. We're paying you all this money. We're putting the knockout bonus there. Come on, we got a fight to sell. Let's heat this up a little bit. Obviously, they're both great fighters, and they're both coming to win, and you know, but.
Terence Crawford, if he truly does what he says, if he breaks Crawford down and sends him out of the ring changed, then we're talking about one of the greatest statements ever made in the modern era of boxing. This is the kind of fight that turns fans into believers. The kind that divides households and sets the internet on fire. It's not just another main event, this is one of those rare moments where the master craftsmen of the ring collide, and only one walks away with their legacy intact. Canelo think. Will Crawford's skill and slick movement be too much for the heavier Canelo?
Oh man, at first I didn't like it. I was like, come on, don't do it, don't go up there, don't do it. But as it got closer, I'm believing in Crawford, man. I mean, I think he can pull it off. We haven't really seen the best of Canelo in years. I think his best days were at 160. When I think of it, that Danny Jacobs fight, that's probably the best performance I've seen Canelo in all these fights. I know he's had some effects, but in recent times, just the lateral movement, the elusiveness, the way he lets his shots go,
Or will the Mexican powerhouse prove once and for all that experience, power, and big stage composure still rule the sport? Let us know in the comments, drop your full prediction and tell us how you see it playing out. Round by round, we want to hear from, because this fight isn't just for the fighters. It's who lives and breathes the sweet science. If you're hype like we are, smash.
Couldn't knock out Charlo. Or you really think he's gonna knock out Crawford? I would pick Terence Crawford to beat a Canelo Alvarez, even at 168. Everybody can call me crazy and whatever you want to say. I get it. Y'all didn't believe me when I told you about Spence, but trust me, Crawford will figure out a way. I know a secret y'all don't know, and I ain't gonna tell you why I will pick Terence Crawford, but
smash button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because we've got breakdowns, interviews, and exclusive behind-the-scenes content dropping all the way through to fight night. Superstar Canelo thinks his legacy or experience makes him untouchable. Crawford's got news for him. This is because this one's going to be violent. Terence Crawford isn't just hyping a fight, he's promising a showdown for the ages. A battle between two living legends, where legacy, pride, and greatness are all on the line. With September 13th circled in red.
I truly believe, that, anything can happen in boxing, And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that is his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can't.
But says he's bringing something, not just power, but precision, poise, and that elite level ring IQ that's made him a 3-division world champion. Forget the highlight reel knockouts for a second. Crawford's betting on the sweet science. While fans are fixated on whether he can handle Canelo's strength, he says it's his that'll steal the show when the lights hit the canvas. This isn't just about muscle, it's about mastery. Canelo Alvarez isn't pulling any punches not. In the ring,
has shown in his last few fights that he's just a businessman. He's not in there to entertain the public. He just takes the big check. But again, if Canelo really fights, because I think safe to say Terence always fights. He doesn't know anything else. So then it could be a very good...
And definitely not on the mic. In a moment that sent shockwaves through the boxing world, Canelo looked straight into the camera and made he hopes Terence Crawford is getting paid handsomely for this fight, because when it's over, Crawford won't be the same. That wasn't just pre-fight chatter or a promotional soundbite. That was Canelo 38 knockouts deep, four-weight world champion. The face of boxing for over a decade, sending a personal message.
Fought at 168. You think you have enough power to hurt the great Canelo?
Of course. I don't have to have enough power to hurt him. I just gotta beat him. That's it. If he slip up, then...
To one of the most dangerous fighters on the planet. And it wasn't about trash talk. It was about it and see for Canelo. This bout goes beyond contracts and purses. The money's always there.